So the London Mew, as you've been calling it.
This list, I thought it was just going to be a fun flash in the pan, something that people were experimenting with. Like the thought of not running the Meloetta seems so backwards, especially it's been a core part of the Mew archetype, but it's been just coming up so big at this event. And if we're going to see Mew, I certainly am glad it's a newer variant thereof.
I'm just surprised we didn't have that many mulligans from William here. 13 is the record for this weekend so far, and we are down to start our round 13 here in Baltimore. And Tye starts it off with a Battle VIP pass.
You love to see it. Battle VIP pass and Mew. Name a more iconic duo.
Mew and Genesect. Gotcha.
Got me. Well, you had that one already in the chamber.
I did.
My goodness. But yeah, just searching out the Mew, the basically perfect setup for this deck, of course, is 2 Mew V, 3 Genesect, and we get the Oricorio down. Stonechurner V is the start for William Crawford. There's only 3 Stonechurner and then 3 Stonechurner V Max in
4.
there. Oh, and
the full art is giving you a little whirl.
Oh, beg pardon. But then the rest, of course, is just tons of support so that this big stony boy does not go down.
Are you talking? Because I can't hear you. No, I haven't.
And it is looking like a pretty good start here. You also have a quick ball in hand to go along with a Rotom Phone. I think Tye is debating maybe playing the Rotom Phone first, but you got that quick ball. Why not thin the hand down?
Yeah, and here it is, just off to the races. The Genesect has been, you know, a mainstay. But once you get the quick ball, complete your bench setup. And now we're actually going for a triple Mew V setup here. So I think that Tye recognizes that having the ability to perhaps Psychic Leap a little bit more consistently, having access to not really needing the Oricorio per se or the extra Genesect in a slower matchup, just offers your chance to have multiple attacking Pokemon set up.
Now, this Stonechurner VMAX deck is unique, to say the least. It is only playing those Stonechurner, so you are really just playing a single Pokemon, hope it sticks around. Sometimes you'll have to play a second one down, but that is it. You are going to be playing a ton of cards to boost your HP, to reduce damage from your opponent's attacks, and it is all about the heal as well.
Yeah, so we got the Kabu here. It is a very strong draw supporter. You have to have only one Pokemon in play in the active slot. You just get to draw 8 cards. Even better than Professor's Research because you don't have to discard your hand. You shuffle it back into your deck. That's so important, right? We've seen players all the time have to make very tough decisions around Professor's Research where they have to discard key resources just because, hey, I have to find something here to fight back. Of course, the Stone Energy, as you already talked about, Jeremy, reducing that damage. And once we have Stonechurner VMAX hit the board, we got that Stone Gift that's just going to continuously heal. This is certainly the great ancestor of the Mewtwo V Union, just continuously healing, never die. We've even got Boost Shake. What a tech card here. This allows you to instantly evolve that Pokemon, search your deck for that evolution card, put it down. You can use this turn 1. You can use this on the same turn that the Pokemon entered play. And in exchange for essentially breaking that cardinal rule of the Pokemon TCG, it immediately ends your turn.
Yep. William busting out that protein shake and bulking up this Stonechurner V into that VMAX. And that means a lot more HP, and with that, the turn will end. Mew has the ability to kind of get there, but it's going to need a lot of power tablets.
A lot. It's going to need to take its vitamins for sure to take on this Stonechurner. And because again, the power tablets are single use, you have to either take a lot of turns to gather them all up first to go for that big one-shot attack, which gives William plenty of time to maybe drop Max Rock Falls down. But at the end of the day, William doesn't necessarily need to take prize cards. Once you've kind of weathered the storm of what your opponent's deck can reasonably output, you just they just deck out, especially in a Mew deck where you're already drawing tons of cards with Genesect to find the resources you need. It's going to be a matter of time before William just naturally wins. I think probably anticipating a lot of Arceus, a lot of Mew for this matchup, especially like in a deck like this that only runs one Pokemon. It is very difficult for Pellecchia even to stand up to the Stonejourner, so it makes a lot of sense as a meta call here.
For sure, and with Tye, that Cram-O-Matic hits the heads. Marnie is probably going to be the biggest card in this match. The old Mew Genesect list that played the Meloetta didn't really play a lot of Hand Disruption. You didn't have room. The Less of Sparkle, the Fusion Strike energies took a lot of space. But this new list is able to fit in some Marnie. Avery, not really going to do much in this matchup, but Marnie specifically, a deck like Williams where it's just playing that one Stonejourner VMAX, you're not going to have the setup Pokemon that you usually have, a B-Barrel or an Inteleon, to help you get cards into your hand to heal your Stonejourner. You really just have to draw the right cards at the right time. And granted, with Stone Gift and a lot of your HP and damage reduction, you're going to have time to do that. But it's a lot like the Arceus Duraludon match where sometimes things just won't work out.
And if you complete your setup, there's a Kabu in the hand, so it looks like William is indeed going to have that setup ready to go. And whenever we used to see these sorts of lists, if I have a big Pokemon in the active that you can't take down, Mew always did seem to come through and pull off that miracle with the power tablets. With this list, trying to be more disruptive. As you said, the Avery's not as good. It's just draw 3. But overall, Rotom Phone going to continue to help Tye find the cards that he needs for this matchup.
I'm doing some math here too. So Techno Blast with a double turbo energy does 190. You got your 4 power tablets, that's 120. So it's 310, and then a choice belt, that's 340. That is not enough to take a one-hit knockout on this Stonejourner VMAX with that stone fighting energy.
Oh no.
So it will be a little bit rough for Tye here. He's going to have to figure out a way to kind of put enough damage on this Stonejourner that won't get healed off, and then maybe take a 2-hit knockout on it.
2-hit knockout is the name of the game, to have to just put all of your resources into one big attack and hope that William has whiffed for a turn. Maybe you don't have the healing, get a little bit of that damage to stick. I mean, even when we saw the Mewtwo V-Union on stream, that's generally the idea, right? I can just keep swinging, keep laying damage down, and hopefully my opponent misses out on their resources to offset that damage and maybe punch through. This is going to be a long one, regardless. Still, Swiss round 13, 40 minutes left in the round. Mew just drawing tons of cards. We know these turns take forever, but when you have a list that does have the ability to get whatever cards it's going to need for any specific situation, just through the raw amount of turboing through the list, William does have to be a little bit scared, right? You've kind of completed your setup already with the boost shake, and now it's just a matter of maintenance on this Stonejourner VMAX as soon as Tye does do something that you find even mildly threatening.
And I actually do like Tye discarding both of the Pokestops with Ultra Ball there, mostly because Pokestop is really just going to help out William and his deck. There's 40 trainer cards in this Stonejourner list, so you got to expect there's plenty of items to find off that Pokestop. And with the Cram-O-Matic heads, Tye does find that double turbo energy, the last chance that he could have as well.
Yeah, with the double turbo energy, the damage reduction on that is certainly pretty rough.
I wonder if a power tablet was played this turn, just thinning out the hand, but no, it does not look like it. Just 190 from that cross fusion strike for that Techno Blast. And now it's up to William to see if any heals in the hand. We know that Kabu, a second Kabu to pull it off, and here's one of the
lucky
great
ice
heals.
Pop. Fantastic here. With the lucky ice pop, you can flip a coin, hit that heads, it's going to go right back to your hand. Just keep a chain heal going.
Oh, play it again. Heal 20. Another
heal 40.
head. This is where it gets pretty insane. The more heads you flip with this lucky ice pop, the harder it is for Tye to build up damage. Oh.
This lucky ice pop is packed with flavor. William is actually thinking, wait, do I just keep this in the hand and save it for later? Do I want to savor the flavor? But no, goes back in with the ice pop. Another one.
Heads.
One more.
He set the record for mulligans. Now he's about to set the record for ice pop. No. The dream is done. But that's only one lucky ice pop down. It did a lot of work. But some damage did stick on the Stonejourner. Going to go for the Kabu now. Hopefully going to find an energy to activate that Stone Gift as well for this turn.
Listen, that's how you flip a coin on stream.
We've had some pretty interesting runs here. I mean, like the Azul game where he just could not hit heads on that crushing hammer to save his life. And now it looks like Lucky Ice Pop is ready to showcase, you know, that dice roll coin flip power.
So this is going to be a big 8 cards from Kabu, but you are seeing 8 cards, so a little bit of an extra advantage here. Needing to find at least a fighting energy so you can Stone Gift and heal off the rest of the damage from the Stonejourner VMAX. If you don't, it's going to be a little bit harder to kind of keep this in play.
Yeah, we do have a couple more Lucky Ice Pops in there, Team Yell Towel, everything you need to continuously heal. Of course, finds the energy with 14 in the list.
Yeah, usually when you're not playing as many Pokemon, you got a lot more room for trainers and energy.
Yep, and look at this. William just attaches the energy just to top off this Stonejourner, isn't trying to go for maximum heal value, doesn't want to play into Tye, getting that Power Tablet combo, going for some sort of cheeky knockout, because this is the only Pokemon in play for William. If Stonejourner VMAX goes down, that will be an immediate loss with no other Pokemon ready to take the active spot.
Avery off the top for Tye, doing its best. Hop impression, only drawing 3, not really doing much else against this Stonejourner.
Yeah, but just drawing more cards, it's all you can do. The cross switcher's not doing much when your opponent only has 1 Pokemon in play. Another Ultra Ball to continuously thin through the deck, getting rid of the cards that you don't need, right? The Pokestops kind of ran it down first, but now with just Avery and Quick Ball getting out of dodge. Just failing it here. Has the setup already completed. Thinning down the hand to prepare for these next couple Genesects.
Just a draw 3 off this Fusion Strike system. Does find another double turbo energy, so we'll be able to retreat and attack with the benched Mew VMAX.
Beautiful. Just try to keep this chain going, and this is Tye's entire strategy at this moment. Just keep putting the damage down and trust that Will maybe, you know, misses out on some healing. After the Ice Pops and Team Yell Towels are all down, maybe doesn't work. Crushing Hammer also not working.
Used all the heads on the Lucky Ice Pop.
The Team Yell Towel going to heal 50 from both Pokemon. The Mew is undamaged, of course. And not another fighting energy in the hand yet to make use of the Stone Gift. Goes for the Pokegear 3.0.
Going to try to find a supporter off the top 7 here. Quite a few options. You got that Schoolgirl. I think a Professor's Research as well.
Oh,
there's
third
the third
Kabu.
one. Kabu is the best supporter in this deck.
Yeah, when you have a deck that's so consistent with only having 1 Pokemon in play, the Kabu comes through and you're just drawing so many cards. And when you shuffle your hand back in, every card in this deck is built to support your game plan. This isn't the sort of list we normally see in Pokemon where you're thinning because you don't need this specific card for the matchup. So putting those cards back in the deck is incredibly important. You're going to see a little bit of those again. And when you're drawing so many, you want a nice mixture of new cards for what you need for the current situation and some of your best cards to come back into your hand.
Well, some of the best cards right now is Crushing Hammer, and William was able to find another one here.
There's the heads. Taking the double turbo energy off the bench Mew VMAX. That means that this Mew VMAX in the active, again, kind of locked out because of Techno Blast. Won't be able to attack. And now here comes Stone Gift to heal off that residual damage.
Everything William needs right there off of Kabu. Just a 2-card combo. And it's going to be very awkward for Tye here. A couple Power Tablets you don't really want to use just yet. And the Cross Switcher is probably the worst card in Tye's deck. Only able to use both of them if your opponent has a benched Pokemon. You can't just use it to switch your own Pokemon. And that's quite unfortunate for Tye. Unable to really thin the hand down too much unless you want to waste a lot of resources.
I think we've only seen 3 Ultra Balls right now, so the 4th Ultra Ball maybe could discard those cross switchers. But right now, the Mew is actually getting a little bit of a brick, right, where you can't thin the hand down to activate your Fusion Strike system. And if you're just going to attack naturally, or draw naturally rather, you're just giving William more time to also draw into more fighting energies for healing, more lucky ice pops, and just further disruption and means to answer your combination once you put it together.
Yeah, unfortunately, having the boss's orders in hand as well, a card that you also can't play, and another Crushing Hammer off the top.
Crushing Hammer heads. Woo! The double turbos are down. 4 double turbos are the only sources of energy in this deck. Tye has to double check the discard pile to make sure he's still in this game.
Play an Avery.
And an Avery to go along with it. Stop that extra draw power. And only having the 2 Genesect in play, yeah, just discards the one of the 2. And with the hand the way it is, Tye is not going to be doing very well this game.
Ooh, so another attachment onto the Stonejourner, that stone energy. And then we're going to start, now we've worked our way into a position where we can begin attacking. The Stonejourner VMAX just dropping that big kick, the max rockfall.
Yeah, it always hurts when you get kicked by a giant rock.
And now it's back over to Tye.
Thankfully, even through the resistance from you, VMAX, Max Rockfall does do a 2-hit knockout, 170, 170, able to take that VMAX down with the 310 HP. And, oh, wow, yeah. Double cross switcher in hand. You got the 4th Mew V. Don't really want that. Pal Pad in hand. You can put the Marnie back, but you're going to need to do that quite a few more times
to get the disruption. Tye used those Ultra Balls, as we talked about, to just get rid of cards that weren't useful in the matchup in general. But now, not having that discard potential for the cards that you aren't able to use at all and are now clogging up the hand has really put the brakes on this Mew engine that's just known for its ability to thin through the deck. Going to have to use these power tablets here just to open up a couple hand slots for the Fusion Strike system.
Yeah, to draw 1 card right now. If Pal Pad is played, you can draw 2. And this is looking really rough. The Avery putting in a lot of work on William's side of things. Discarding that Oricorio is going to be big just because it was another 20 damage prevention from Max Rockfall. That means it turns the 2-hit knockout into a 3-hit because it only is doing 150.
So now with the Pal Pad being used, thinning down the hand as much as possible, Tye's going to go for this Fusion Strike system and needs a double turbo energy to still keep up the attacking chain to maintain pressure, maybe even going for a Psychic Leap to put this damaged Mew VMAX back into the deck. I don't know if William has, I don't even think this deck is designed to chase down anything. Only 1 copy of Boss's Orders.
Double Pokestop off the top. Those last 2 in the deck. Oh, hey.
Oh, no.
You need more cross switcher and power tablet, right? That's what.
Yeah, just activates the Pokestop, trying to draw more cards, try to find the card needed here, but this entire hand is literally unplayable. 1 power tablet, just throw it on the stack, but you're missing out on the attack boost for this turn. Goes for the free retreat into Mew V. There's a pass.
And this is where William takes that turn of momentum. You already started the attacking. You're going to clean up that knockout with the 1 Boss's Orders in hand. Get those 3 prizes from the VMAX. And who would have thought? Stonejourner VMAX, 3 prizes away from taking this game 1 here in round 13.
The 1 of Boss's Orders coming through clutch. Tye did not get the double turbo energy, couldn't Psychic Leap to get that damaged Mew out of dodge, and able to chase it down. William won't have that play right anymore, but now we've got Choice Belt onto this new Mew VMAX, but nothing else to do. That's 1 less Fusion Strike Pokemon in play, 1 less draw for the Fusion Strike system. Pokestop finds a Trekking Shoes. We've got an out here. Going to see 2 more cards from the top.
Echoing Horn is a card that could be good, but usually William's not going to discard a Stonejourner V unless one gets knocked out.
Trekking shoes. Very heavy decision to be made on this first card. And decides to discard it. Doesn't want the quick ball for discard. Instead finds a Genesect.
Still not going to be enough. You can't not thin that hand down enough. There's 5 cards, which you just 6 cards, which you just cannot play. Boss's Orders, 3 cross switchers, the Pokestop, and the Echoing Horn.
Yeah, even trying to fail the quick ball wouldn't really work. I guess if William does ever slip up and put a Stonejourner V in the discard pile, we can get the Echoing Horn cross switcher combo to really open up this hand. But for now, it is William's game.
Just having everything.
Is that another Crushing Hammer?
He needs in hand. Yeah, grabbed
the
it
next
from
double
the
turbo
prizes.
already accounted for.
Rockfall for 170.
There's another Max Rockfall, and these Mews are taking a beating.
Ultra Ball, okay. Is it too late, though? All the natural draws have made it so that Ultra Ball can't even unbrick this hand anymore with the discard.
Yeah, you can Ultra Ball for another Genesect, and then you still have 6 cards in hand.
Oh,
You
gets
can
rid of the Pokestop. Yeah, keeping the cross switchers in hand just to see if William will ever open up that line of play to cross switcher with the Echoing Horn. But William saw the Echoing Horn off the Pokestop. Already knows to play around that.
and this
And
is going to
deck
be
is getting thin.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough Pokestop because I believe there's only 1 double turbo left in the deck. There might be 1 prize. If you Pokestop and discard that double turbo, it's going to be rough. Same with the Silene. If the Silene gets discarded, you already used your Pal Pad, and there's no coming back from that.
Yep, so here it is. Power Tablet trying to thin down the hand a little bit more. So you can draw 1?
No, there's only 5 Pokemon in play,
Oh,
5 cards in
no.
hand you can't use. Pokestop discards the double turbo.
The double turbo goes into the discard pile, has to double check the number. I believe there is 1 more, and you said it was in the prizes?
At least the quick glance we got of Tye's deck, it looks like it wasn't.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So it must still be in there.
The Genesect is in there, though. So now Cram-O-Matic.
Okay.
What a
just keep-
dice roll!
Is this Inception?
Heads, let's go!
The top just keeps spinning, you know?
Really milked that one for sure. So now finds the card needed here off of the Cram-O-Matic heads.
This is just another Ultra Ball? Get the
Do you
hand
get
thinned
another?
down?
Do you get
and-
another Cram-O-Matic, and then just try to thin your hand down? What was found here? Pretty interesting decision.
Looks like
A
the Marnie.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, the deck's thin enough that you have a good chance to draw that last double turbo off of these 5 cards from Marnie. And yep, got to make sure to shuffle that deck. You just searched for it.
Good catch there. Good catch there.
Now you got to shuffle the hand. You know, there's a lot of shuffling.
I can't tell the difference. They're just almost the same size. And there's the cut. Hand goes on the bottom. Tye going up to 5 cards now.
Did you want to come?
Listen, Adam, it's not the size that matters. It's what cards you draw. And double turbo was drawn off the Marnie as well as the Silene. So you have a little bit of play back and forth here. And you just have to hope that William used all their Kabus and they can't really draw much anything else.
Genesect now draws 1 Boss's Orders, a card that can't be used yet. We maybe see the Silene put in what? The double turbo energies again.
You need a double heads for a double turbo energy and the Pal Pad. Put back the Silene for another double turbo and maybe the Pal Pad again. And
Tye has to do a Mewtwo V-Union cosplay here just to stay in the game. The Infinite Loop with the Silene and the Pal Pad has to be employed here. The dark arts coming through, but William just going to tank that hit very handily. Now drawing up with the Schoolgirl, a supporter card that draws you 4 cards if your opponent is on an even number of prizes. And in a Stonejourner deck, that's exactly what you're trying to achieve.
yeah, usually works out that way. Your whole game plan is to deny your opponent from taking a single prize, and William has just been doing that perfectly here this game in round 13.
Yeah, just double checking the discard pile. These control decks, you are only managing your own deck. You also have to be very, very aware of your opponent's resources so that you can make the appropriate plays. One slip up, as I said earlier, can allow Tye to somehow find his way back into this game. And if this Stonejourner VMAX goes down, then that will be the game. But look at all these fighting energies attached to the Stonejourner. I was kind of wondering if William would be a little bit slower with these attachments, right? Where you're waiting for some damage to come in, and then you heal it off, but it's just, oh, the dice go shooting off in opposite directions there.
Like reverse magnet dice.
Game two? Do you wanna
We're
go
getting
first or
some...
second?
Oh, it
Mike-
looks like Tye is just conceding. It looks like double tails was the flip for that Silene. And yeah, that was an eventful game one here for Stonejourner VMAX. Able to find those Kabus early and just get set up.
Yeah, the Stonejourner really showing up big here. This new Mew variant not having the big aggressive KOs that the deck is known for, really struggling to climb that mountain.
We'll
But
have to see what happens here in game two. Really, the only hope Tye has is get to go first. Hope your opponent doesn't evolve with Boost Shake, and then you get that early knockout on a Stonejourner V, and then just try to do it again.
Yeah, there's also the line where William just has a ton of mulligans, right? And Tye just opens up with a massive hand, can immediately get set up, and has a much higher chance of having that quick power tablet combo ready to go much earlier in the game before William can get fully stabilized. There's also the fact now, with the knowledge of hindsight, we are going to be seeing these Ultra Balls being saved to discard very key cards that were breaking up the hand, like the boss's orders, etc.
Yeah, those cross switchers need to go.
Mm-hmm.
They are not going to be good in this matchup.
Ooh, it's actually Tye with the mulligan.
All right,
Okay,
let's have a mulligan counter.
Okay.
Put it on stream. You know, we got two, one for each player.
And so the players are going to be starting off with a lot of additional resources as well. This kind of favors William in a weird sense because Tye is going to be at the risk of decking out. And if your opponent starts off with, 6 or 7 extra cards, so be it. The double Judge Ball prophecy. How many times do you think Mew could go for a mulligan here with Fun of Basic? Impossible.
Like 2, at most. Stonejourner, we've seen 13. Give it a little benefit of doubt.
It's like an urban legend you hear about at your locals. I saw a Mew deck mulligan 9 times.
Oh, looks like 2 basics found for William there. You're only going to want to play that one down, but
off to the races.
And wow, look at those prize cards. Double Mew VMAX and then a double Turbo Energy to go along with it. This is going to be a pretty rough game for Tye here.
Yeah, there's only 3 Mew VMAX in the deck, and being unable to take prizes is William's entire game plan. You can't jailbreak these Mew VMAXs. And when you don't have 2 of them in play, you don't have that consistency of being able to retreat with your VMAX to offset the Technoblast lockdown.
I think we've seen it before on stream, but we got 4 power tablets in hand for Tye here.
4 power tablets. The first step of the equation certainly is here. But now we need to get Mew VMAX in this equation. Just has to pass. Try to get this knockout before it's too late.
First step, I think it's like 30th step. You need to get your Pokemon out. You need to get your energy in play. You need to evolve that Mew into the VMAX.
All is possible with Lord Genesect, okay? We
yeah,
keep Genesect in our hearts.
There's no Genesect here. And meanwhile, this Pokegear trying to find a Kabu or something for William is going to have to fail it. We know there's that other Stonejourner V in hand. I don't know if there's a Boost Shake, though.
Yeah, the Stonejourner V still very precarious here in the active spot. If William cannot shore up this Pokemon with only 220 HP, it is vulnerable. We saw the power tablets. Can Tye put together the combo and get the knockout to take the game so early here in just the 20 minutes left in the round? This would be a great outcome for Tye. Goes for the Pokestop. Both players can use it.
Oh, no. That is the worst Pokestop for William here. Discards a couple supporters and that stone fighting energy.
Has to bench the second Stonejourner V. This indicates a lot to Tye about the quality of William's hand. It goes for full face guard. When a Pokemon does not have any abilities, it gets further damage reduction. Going to combine that with the stone fighting energy.
7 cards in hand for Tye. Just going to have to guard press, deal 10 damage through resistance, but you get that extra 20 taken off your opponent's attacks, and wow, a third Pokestop drawn for Tye here. He's going to have to discard one of those power tablets for the Cramomatic here, and even Cramomatic does not find everything that you need to take the knockout.
Yeah, so Tye has to do a lot of numbers here. We've seen so many decks that can disrupt your opponent's math that they're typically used to. You force them to have the extra 1, 2, or 3 extra pieces of their to make their attack that much stronger. Cramomatic tails.
Honestly, with that, it is looking bleaker and bleaker for Tye here. Does hit a 3-card Pokestop, double trekking shoes, building up the closet a little bit, showing off those shoes.
Let's go. Keeps that first card off the trekking shoes. It's a Marnie, I think.
Yeah.
Got some eyes on it, and there is still a second trekking shoes to go.
It's quite unfortunate that you had to keep the Marnie there because the Pokestop turn 1 discarded the other one. And Marnie is such an amazing card in this matchup. Granted, still early. Who knows what's going to happen, but you might need to play it just to try to find something to do here.
And Tye, like, asking how many cards you have in hand, really heavily considering the Marnie. Has to try to find a Genesect, but you're putting these power tablets back in the deck. And so you found one half of your combo, but you have to discard it and hope you get it back because you need to complete your setup. There was no Battle VIP pass. Tye is already aware that the Mew VMAXs are in the prizes, so it needs to come down to one big one-shot before it's too late. We've got a big opportunity here with 2 Stonejourner Vs in play. This means that the cross-switchers are also active to keep the hand thin. But after the Marnie, still no Genesect to be seen. I believe there's 2 in the prizes?
1 Genesect, 2 Mew VMAX.
Okay.
And honestly, Tye still hasn't searched his deck yet, I believe, so he does not know that those Mew VMAX are in the prize cards.
Oh, no.
You do have an Ultra Ball here, being able to get rid of those cards to find a Genesect, draw up to 4 cards.
Just immediately pulls a Genesect, doesn't take a deep look.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate having to discard the Choice Belt as well, because that's just one of the consistent ways to add on that extra damage throughout the game.
And with Tye understanding that he has to be as aggressive as possible, you can't take the extra turn off to draw into a natural fodder for your Ultra Ball. You've got to go in, you've got to go now. Finds the double turbo, gets another Genesect, has to find Mew VMAX, maybe a couple power tablets as a bonus.
It's also unfortunate having to use Ultra Ball to find that Genesect, just because that's the one way to find a Mew VMAX without a Cramomatic Heads or something like that. And here, there's just no...
There's Rotom Phone, but you've already used your Genesect, so this is just going to be figuring out your draw for next turn.
Oh, there's that Ultra Ball too, just a little bit away. Pokestop was already used for the turn, grabbing those trekking shoes, and it's looking like Tye might just have a pass of the turn. That's not what you want to see here.
The window of opportunity that Tye had was massive here, but just unable to capitalize. Shuffles everything back in, and I believe it was indeed that Ultra Ball selected to put on top of the deck. That will be Tye's next draw. Can certainly bring this hand back alive, but when you pass the turn back over to William, he has a chance to slam the gate shut on this window of opportunity.
We have to make sure that card goes on top. There we go. And yeah, it's looking like supporter's already been played for the turn. Nothing really else you can do. Retreat to that Oricorio and pass.
All right, back over to William. Has a Kabu. I can see a lot more of the deck here. Has the VMAX evolution. Hesitates a bit. Is there anything I want to do beforehand? Pokegear is the option.
Having to bench that Stonejourner V on the bench means Kabu is not going to be as powerful as we saw at first game, but is able to find an Avery off this Pokegear, which is going to be a little bit disruptive to Tye, especially since he brought up that Oricorio. So that would be a card that maybe you would want to discard, and now it's going to have to choose. He's going to have to choose between a Mew V or that Genesect V.
The damage Mew V might be the way to go, but the Genesect is the only thing really keeping him in this game. Putting the Oricorio in the active really, really plays into the Avery. So unfortunate, but Tye has to. It's just a confluence of just being between a rock and a hard place. It's just catch 22 after catch 22, where you have to have the power tablets in hand. You need to have two Mews in play because you have the Mew VMAXs being able to take over one another after they're locked out with the Techno Blast. But there's the attachment into the Stonejourner VMAX. There's Boost Shake, going to get another VMAX down as well. That way this one, without all the port and starboard attachments, is not going to be vulnerable.
Yeah, that is definitely one way to say it. This is also kind of playing around a cross-switcher play from Tye here, leaving that Oricorio in the active spot. Getting that second VMAX on the bench means it's going to be a lot harder to take that knockout. 330 HP on that gigantic rock.
And so we are back over to Tye. Boost Shake does immediately end your turn, of course.
Ultra Ball off the top. No.
Oh, who could have seen that? The Ultra Ball set up from last turn, gets to look through the deck and now fully understands that the Mew VMAXs are unavailable. There's only one that you can pick. Will Tye go for this other Genesect and maybe try to gather up these power tablets first before the VMAX comes through?
And this is rough, too, because Tye eyeing down that Genesect, trying to just draw into it, but the more you do, that Mew gets further and further away. This is the matchup where it's really hard to get rid of those cards that aren't really going to be doing a lot. Those Battle VIP passes usually are the ones discarded with Cramomatics and Ultra Balls, but now it's going to be cards like Boss's Orders, Cross Switchers, really just trying to clear out the hand. Oh, the VMAX was found off the top.
Beautiful Fusion Strike system, up to 5, has the VMAX, double turbo energy attached to the Mew V, has one power tablet, but now that window of opportunity where this was just a little baby Stonejourner V goes for the Pokestop as well.
And this is where it's so risky in a matchup that is really just going to take a long time. You need to conserve as many resources as possible. Pokestop as a card is kind of the opposite. You're going to go full send, try to just discard as many cards and thin your deck out as much as possible, but you have those turns where you discard a double turbo. The Mew VMAX could have been a potential discard earlier as well. That would have been huge. And we'll just have to see how this game shapes up. But so far, Williams kind of get things going.
And Tye's already seen the one of Boss's Orders, is just using the Ultra Ball to just thin down the deck, of course, here. The Mew VMAX was already found in the hand. The rest of the setup has been completed. Any other Pokemon that would want to be grabbed are in the prizes. Tye, unfortunately, had to concede that first game without taking a single prize. And now with just the struggle to even get up and running, it's just been such a terrible outcome here. Silene is a great pickup. We could see Cramomatic, but
this is rough because you're needing the other cross switcher here to get out of the active spot. And getting the Cramomatic means you're gonna have to discard that other cross switcher in hand. So it looks like Quick Ball is the card of choice. He already started to shuffle, so that means it will be the card of choice here for Tye.
Yeah, has to just continue that shuffle. You're locked into that choice, but you can see how agonizing that option from the Rotom Phone really was for Tye here.
Did have the power tablet to discard too, but again, both of those cards right now, at least, you don't want to discard. The cross switcher really being the best way to get the Mew into the active spot.
And so Mew VMAX finally hits the table with a power tablet used this turn. Goes for Fusion Strike system number 2. Draws up to 5 cards. There's another power tablet as part of this equation, but we have to find a way to get this Oricorio out of the active.
This Quick Ball will find a Mew here. The Genesect in the prize cards, I believe.
Yeah, still the one Genesect left in the prizes, along with the other 2 Mew VMAXs. So you have to take a turn off now if you're going for Techno Blast.
Having to Just discard that
there's
power
the
tablet. And
there's the pass. Power tablets cannot be used for this turn. That damage amplification gone to waste. Schoolgirl now coming through to draw 4 more cards for William. This is a great backup supporter now that the second Stonejourner was benched earlier, just because it was risky to have that initial Stonejourner V in play at the very beginning of things. You didn't have the evolution right away. There was always that opportunity for Tye to get that power tablet combo right out of the gate. So I do like that hedge, but now we've got Schoolgirl, being half of a Kabu.
And William just passed the turn after that Schoolgirl, not really needing to do too much. Your hand is so reactive with this deck. You have Hyper Potions, Team Yell, Towel, and you're really just playing to what your opponent does. And now Tye just trying to get out of the active spot again. The retreat into the Oricorio being a huge play in this game.
Yes.
Really just kind of stranding Tye for a turn or two.
Yeah, not only stranding Tye, but also, again, made that Avery hit very key targets as well from earlier. Gets heads on the Cram-O-Matic. And William knows if I just kick back, leave this Oricorio stranded, I have to force Tye to jump through so many hoops to even put up a threat into the active. And the way this deck works with having to use cards and discard cards, thinning down your hand to activate Fusion Strike system, it's making Tye have to make so many terrible decisions around, giving up an important combo piece you need to find another combo piece that you need. And as long as William can just kind of kick back and relax, Tye might unfortunately paint himself into a corner. Has the cross switcher finally coming through, another power tablet in hand. Can we supplement this at all? Echoing Horn also going to be beautiful here if we're able to take down a Stonejourner VMAX, get that Stonejourner V into the discard pile so that we can bring it back with the Echoing Horn to get another couple prizes when needed.
It looks like one power tablet might have been played this turn, so with the choice belt is going to be dealing 250 damage. Okay, no, it looks like just 220, so no power tablet was played.
All right, and again, without the second Mew VMAX, we have to do a double retreat play to reset this Mew somehow because the Techno Blast now locks it from attacking for an additional turn. Back over to William. Do we have any energy in hand to maybe get some healing with the Stone Gift?
There's one, but you're going to need at least two. You do have access to Team Yell Towel, the Flannery.
Flannery.
This is great. Getting rid of that double turbo energy. No need to flip a coin with Crushing Hammer. You got a supporter that does it just for you.
So double turbo energy hits the discard pile, and this is exactly the situation we saw Tye in game one, struggling to even mount an offensive from the get-go because the double turbo energies all ended up in the discard pile.
2 left for Tye this game. Going to have to dig to try to find him, and William does have some heal in hand. I believe there's a Team Yell Towel, can heal 50, but then you have the Hyper Potion. Can't really play that. You don't have 2 energy on this Stonejourner VMAX to heal off, so we just see a pass of the turn, saving that Towel.
And William, again, has to take a big risk here. The second Stonejourner VMAX is damaged. There is always a chance when you're against Mew, a fully set up board, a couple Genesects, that they can draw into the needed cards to get a knockout. If you have to take that big risk and you give Mew the opportunity, maybe Tye can get a knockout, get 3 prizes, get those Mew VMAXs out of there. There's a lot that could happen to open this game. It comes down to the next few draws. Cram-O-Matic, please hit heads.
There it is. Now this will be able to find the double turbo energy, but is there the switch in the deck still? There is, okay. Because with the cross fusion strike for that Technoblast, you're going to need to reset this Mew VMAX in the active spot. But with no other Mew VMAX in the deck, you'll need that one-of switch to get that done.
And Tye already looking at the remainder of the deck. It's just the second hand at this point. It's so thin. Knows what cards need to be found, grabs the switch off of the Cram-O-Matic, and now just needs the Genesect V's Fusion Strike system to draw into the double turbo energy to make this attack happen. We've got the power tablets in the hand, of course, for a little bit of boosting on this attack. Is it going to be enough with the Choice Belt, plus the Techno Blast, double turbo energy with a little bit of a reduction. No stone energy on this VMAX.
Opted not to play the power tablet, trying to save it, and drew into another one. And with that, William Crawford and Stone Journer VMAX is now 10-2-1, trying to make his way into top 8.
Incredibly impressive. Stone Journer VMAX, a list that kind of comes out of nowhere to take down or at least do very well at a regional or two before it goes back into its slumber, its ancient stony slumber. And we saw how many windows of opportunity were presented to the Mew VMAX deck to maybe get an early knockout, put together that combination, just was not able to capitalize it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy to see Stone Journer be going this far in a regionals with this many people, over 1,000 masters in this card tournament. And Stone Journer, you know, just 4 Pokemon in your deck. That's all you need.
Yeah, he's just out taking a walk, giving up tons of mulligans, in just being the Pokemon representative of the generosity of the TCG. I want my opponent to start with as many cards as possible in the opening hand. Surprisingly, in those 2 games, we actually didn't see a lot of mulligans at all.
Yeah, maybe just